Fred here, welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel. In this episode I will be reviewing the 200 Lumen RAYOVAC RoughNeck LED flashlight. Stay tuned. This is the RAYOVAC model number RNT3AAA-B RoughNeck 200 Lumen metal flashlight. Metal being aircraft grade aluminum, and it has basically a flashlight. It does come with the 3 AAA batteries that it utilizes, and it also has a sheath sort of hidden back here. So let's go ahead and get this opened up and see what we get for our $25. So here's everything that you get. You get a sheath. It's unmarked, of course made in China. Nothing to write home about, you know, it's just nylon. The seam here around the edge is only single stitched, so not too great. You have some Velcro there, but you know, it gets the job done. You have a belt loop here, and then also if you have like a really skinny belt, you could probably mount it that way. I'm not sure if that's MOLLE compatible or not, but it's alright. It's the least they could do since it didn't come with a clip. See? No clip. They also give you 3 AAA batteries, which is what powers this flashlight. And they also gave me a extra gasket. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not. So let's take a closer look at the flashlight. As you can tell, it's an LED. It's one of those Cree lamps. It's a Cree XR-E. Capable of putting out a lot of lumens. Here's the back. Here's the multi-mode button. Polycarbonate front. Now if you look inside there, you notice that the reflector is just a plain old reflector. It's nothing fancy. Like my Coleman Max here, you can see how that's an orange pure reflector, which is a lot better. It just helps make the light less dirty looking, less lines and artifacts. Now on the front here you have this tactical impact kind of pattern here, so you know, if you were to have to use this as a weapon, you know, putting that into someone's head wouldn't feel too good. And you get the same thing on the back. So even though this is not marketed as a tactical flashlight, this could be a poor man's tactical flashlight. It definitely puts out enough power, 200 lumens. So, not too bad. Let's go ahead and get these batteries in here. You can see there's a gasket there. They do claim this is water resistant. And there is a video on YouTube where someone puts it under a little bit of water. So, I know it works. You get your typical battery holder that's in a lot of these type of flashlights these days. And 2 go up and 1 goes down. Springy side goes in. And by the way, since this is RAYOVAC, of course they're going to give you RAYOVAC batteries. You wouldn't think they would give you Everready or Duracell. So let's see what this flashlight can do. We have a low mode. This is 70 lumens. That's 70 lumens, and it could give you 6 hours of run time in the low setting. Then we have the high setting. This is 200 lumen, and it could give you 2 hours of run time in this mode. And then the final mode is strobe. So again, poor man's tactical flashlight. I'm going to have to put a warning now that if you're subject to seizures at the beginning of this video. But it gives you a strobe mode, which is kind of cool. So what does the strobe mode do for you besides putting my camera out of focus? Well, you know, if it's really dark and someone is breaking in your house and they got their night vision going on, you know, because their eyes are used to the dark is what I'm talking about, not that they have night vision on. Flashing this in their flashing this in their eyes will screw them up pretty good. It'll mess up their night vision, especially when it's strobing like that. Now if you notice, you have to sequence through to get to whatever you want. So if you want high, you got to hit it twice. Now, you can turn it off without going through the modes by, let's say you're in low mode. You could press this and hold it for, I guess that was around a second, and then let it go, and it'll turn it off. So I could be in high, press and hold, and off. Or you could just sequence through. Low, high, strobe, off. Now, one thing that's really disappointing that this does not have is a momentary, which I really like having the momentary. A lot of flashlights out there give you that. Here's the one of the Coleman Max. Again, you could just momentary. Same thing with my iNova flashlight here. You get a momentary. So let's do a light comparison here. I'm going to go ahead and set this aside. And I'm going to grab my iNova. This is about 100 lumen, and this is 70. Now we'll get this up to 200, so you can see the difference. My Coleman Max is supposed to be about 115 lumen. This one only gives you light and off. And let's see, 70 and 200. And then we'll just turn it off. So there's a good comparison between flashlights and what they say they are. So again, this is a LED flashlight, obviously using the Cree XR-E light. I did already say this is water resistant. It's also impact resistant to 5 feet. That was about a 2-foot drop, I would say, maybe a 1-foot drop on camera there. 3 AAA batteries. Length is 5 inches. Weight is 5.6 ounces. And it comes with a lifetime warranty. Now, this does have a adjustable beam, which is useless. And I'll show you. Here's the, I'm going to go ahead and adjust this. And you can see that it does make a little bit of a difference, whoops, with the spot, but it really doesn't make much of a difference with the flood area here. The flood area doesn't change at all, and it sort of changes the spot just a little bit. You can see it looks a little smaller, and it widens it out a little bit. Not a huge difference. It's almost useless. You know, it might be handy if you're you know, sending this 130 meters down range, that it would make a little bit more of a difference down range that far. But as far as in the house and everything, that adjustable flood is pretty much useless. So if you're looking for a tactical flashlight and you don't have a lot of money, this could be a really good option. It has a lot of power. You know, you could use it as an impact device. And one thing I didn't state is when in strobe mode, it could do that for 8 hours. And again, the low mode is 6 hours worth of light. The high mode is 2 hours. Again, strobe is 8 hours. So all this good. There is some bad that comes along with the good, of course, because this is $25, so a company has to sacrifice and cut corners somewhere. So let's talk about the cons. First is, this is unregulated power. A lot of cheap flashlights, you know, unless you start getting into the very high-end ones, the power is unregulated. And really what that comes down to us consumers is, you know, it's putting out all this power, but as the batteries run down, it is going to get weaker. It's not going to stay consistent through the life of the battery. The other things is there's no momentary function at all on here, and the focus of the beam here is pretty useless, and it does not have a clip. So those are my major cons for this flashlight. Now, what are the pros? Well, first and foremost, you're getting a 200 lumen flashlight for the amazing low price of $25. You could probably find it for $23. It's pretty tough. It could take a 5-foot drop. It's water resistant. So it's really a value priced, very good value priced flashlight. And RAYOVAC seems to have a lot of these. So, and the other thing is that this, again, can be pushed into tactical mode, even though this is not being marketed as a tactical flashlight. Again, impact device, you have the strobe mode. Really, really neat flashlight. So, do I recommend it? The answer is yes. And I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Oh, and here's one other con, by the way. I hate flashlights that roll. And a lot of them do. Very few don't. So, do me a favor, flashlight makers. Make your flashlights so they don't roll, please. Thank you. So again, overall, I'm very happy with this flashlight. Here's what it looks like in the sheath, by the way. And you had that Velcro that I hate. I hate that noise. And again, I'm not sure if I was supposed to get an extra gasket or not. But, you know, it came with an extra gasket, which is pretty cool. So, I got me a cheap tactical flashlight. So don't mess with me. So thank you very much for joining me here at the Gear Obsession channel. I really appreciate every friend, viewer, subscriber, and you. And have a great evening. Bye.